Welcome to Puvanur RBIR Laya Academy of Music and Mathematics. Welcome to Puvanur RBIR Laya Academy of Music and Mathematics. We are now in level 6 and going through the legendary Mridangam Vidwan Palaghat Sri Raghu's ideas and thoughts. Before I get into the class, I will start this class with a Tirukkural. Koduthalum insalum மாற்றின் அடுக்கிய சுற்றத்தால் சுற்றப்படும். What is the meaning of it? உதவி செய்தும் இனிமையாக பேசியும் வாழ்பவனை உறவினர் சூழ்ந்திருப்பர். A person who is helpful and also talks in a beautiful way is surrounded by good people. That's what this Tirukkural is all about. With this good thought, we'll enter into the class. The last class I was covering the moras, what Palaghat Sri Raghu sir taught to me. Very antique moras you might have learnt in the last class. I also tabled a coreway and I said I'm going to explain you the landmarks of the coreway, which is Ta Kitta Takka Dinnata. This is not a coreway. First of all, let's try to understand in Chatusram format. Ta Di Takka Dinnata. Takka Di Takka Dinnata. Ta Di Takka Dinnata. Takitatum, takitatum, tadikitatum, takitatum, takitatum, tadikitatum, takitatum, takitatum, tadikitatum, takitatum, tadikitatum, takitatum, tadikitatum. This is a very simple coreway in Adithala. It is coming for 16 beats. This it tries Raghu Mama used to play in Tisranadai format. When you're doing in this format, when you're playing this, you have to understand some landmarks. Ta, kitta, takka, dinna, ta, ga. In 4 beats, ta, di, takka, dinna, ta, ga is in Chatusram 6 beats. In Tisram, when you're doing, the first 4 beats should get that factor. Ta, di, takka, dinna, ta, ga. Takka, di, takka, dinna, ta, ga. Ta, di, takka, dinna, ta, ga. So, an 18-beat construct, which is 6 into 3 in Chatusram, becomes 4 into 3, 12 beats. The next landmark, when you are playing for the first time, takitatum, takitatum, tadikitatum, takitatum, 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 tadikitatum, takitatum, 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 takitatum. Here it comes. After 2 fingers, takadinna, ta. Kitta takka dinna taga, tata kitta takka dinna taga, durada kitta takka dinna taga, takita dum, 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 tadum, takita dum is 8. Takka dinna. The second time when you're telling, you should come to that place. Takka dinna ta. The kitta position, you should understand that landmark. So when you are playing in Tisranada, you have to understand where all, when you are telling for the second time what is the landmark, when you are telling for the third time what is the landmark. So here, after takadina, tatum tadikata, kitta takadina taga, ta, kitta takadina taga, ta, kitta takadina taga, takitadum. Takitadum, tadikitadum, takitadum, takitadum, tadikitadum, takitadum, takitadum, tadikitadum, takitadum, tadikitadum, takitadum, kettathum tadi kettakata. So the last time it falls perfectly. So the kittattakadinata, its landing is kittattakadina. You have to understand, rehearse it number of times, and then when you understand these landmarks, you have to mark it with pencil and paper, do the homework, and then try to tell in Tisanada. If you are not confident in doing in Tisanada, as I told you, even playing in in Chatusranada itself, this korva is brilliant. So that's what I wanted to table in this class. The next korva, typically, whatever the historical Vidwans they don't play very complicated korva towards the end, because it's a crescendo. As I keep repeating this all the time, it's a teamwork. When you're in concert, you have to ensure that all the three of you should understand what you're trying to play. If it is a new innovative idea, you should share it prior. So generally they play simple ideas, but they make it rugged. But they play in three different varieties to make it more interesting. So I'm going to teach you a couple of interesting korvais in those formats. Tha, thi, takadinata. Thi, takadinata. Takadinata. Tadi kitatu. Tadi kitatu. Tadi kitatata. It looks so simple, but if you elongate the karvai at some place, and if you constrict the karvai at some other place, obviously you will miss the beat. So here, tha, thi, takadina. Takadina is in the second speed. Tha, thi is in Vilamba kalam. In between there is a Madhyama kalam. And then karvai is 6 aksharas. Takita. So you have to understand all this. Only when you understand these concepts, you will be able to play. It looks so simple, but it's tricky. You have to understand the nuances or mathematics behind it. Ta, thi, takadinata. Thi, takadinata. Takadinata. Tadi ketatu. Tadi ketatu. Tadi ketatata. Now, this korvai, let's see how interestingly and intelligently it changes the second time and third time. Ta, di, takadina, tu, di, takadina, tu, takadina, tu, tadi ketatu, tadi ketatu, tadi ketatata. Here what it does, ta, di, takadina, takita is nothing but 4 plus 6. That 4 plus 6 he interprets as 5 plus 5. Ta, di, takadina, tung, di, takadina, tung. The mathematics is the same. The 10 interpretation of 4 plus 6 is now, during the second time, it's interpreted as 5 plus 5, and he makes it interesting. Ta, di, takadina, tung, di, takadina, tung, takadina, tung, tadi ketatu, tadi ketatu. The third time is the most intelligent way you could ever think of. Ta, takita bita kataka dinata. Tataka kataka debita. Takataka dinata. Tadi ketatu. Tadi ketatu. Tadi ketatata. Here, what he does is he takes ta, di, that 4, plus takadina 4, takita, 8 plus 6. 8 plus 6 is 14. For the 14, he converts this 14 into a Tisanada construct. Ta, ta, takita demi takita dina takita 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 demi takita dina takita 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 dina takita 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 tadi ketatu tadi ketatu tadi ketatu. So when you place together the three different forms, the first form you look as a simple. The second time when you come out, how something is changed. By the third time you will be blasted. You will be overwhelmed by the creativity of the artist. That's how they have constructed all this. And this is one of the sample I'm just trying to share it with you. especially in the last round after the Mora. The next idea I wanted to table is another simple Tisranadai Korvai, how he changes the same ideas in different forms. Ta taka dina tam, taka taka dina tam, junnu taka dina tong, tadikita ton, tadikita ton, tadikita ton ta. Very simple idea. Ta taka dina tong, tong. Taka taka dina tong, tong. Junnu taka dina tong. He constricts and then forms another pattern for Gantam 5 into 3, 15, which is in Tisranadai 5 beats. Ta dingi na tom ta, dingi na tom ta, dingi na tom ta. So when you're telling in Tisranadai ta dingi na tom ta, dingi na tom ta, you can't tell like in a wobbled manner. It should fall in place. Tha dingi na tom ta, dingi na tom ta, dingi na tom ta. The Tishram construct of 3 aksharas should fall in a beat. You have to ensure that it falls in a beat, then only it makes the grip of the thala and you can perfect it, and you have to tell it number of times. So this is the base of the Korvai. So next time when he changes, he uses a phrase tat taka dina, he changes tadik tadik takoda, takadik tadik takoda, kadagat tadik takoda. What does he do? What is Taddi is 4? Tadikkitatum is 8. 4 plus 8 is 12 in Madhyama. So 6 6 when you are playing in Madhyama Kala, 6 6 aksharas in 1 1 beat. And then the first time when you play, you are playing in a first beat. Tattakadina is 4, 2 plus 4 is 6, 3 3 beats. Tattakadina ta we are playing. When you're playing the second time, you're changing for this equivalent portion. Tadik tadik kittatum, takadik tadik kittatum, takadak tadik kittatum. You use all these patterns. And then for 5, 5, 5, 5 you're playing. What does he do? Tadik kittatum is 8, takatadik kittatum is 10, takadik tadik kittatum is 12. So he takes the midpoint and then he gradually increases the later pattern. So this takadikatadik is 4 plus 8, 12, which should come in the last 2 beats. These are all they call the landmark places when you are playing the Korvai. So the first tadikitatum, takatadikitatum, 8 plus 10, 18 comes for 3 beats. Takadikatadik comes for 2 beats. And then it comes totally as 5 beats. So the whole construct goes like this. Tadik tadik kittatada, takadik tadik kittakada, kadagat tadik kittakada, tadik kittakadadik kittakadadik kittakada. That's the second change. The third time is reverberant. Takkita takadana danakita deem. Tatakita takadana danakita deem. Deem darikadatum, deem darikadatum, deem darikadatum. He makes it very simple ending for this person, other person who is singing, to take the song beautifully. That's how they have formulated this whole idea. Intermediary piece, he makes it juggle with a complex format. The third time, when he is ending it, he makes it very, very simple, and then the other person can take it beautifully. He plays number of times in the concert because for the simple reason it's rugged, it's creative, it has imagination, it has intellectual aspect, and then the other person can easily take that song comfortably. So many aspects are there, and you have to play. When you play together, the beauty is even more, embellished, and then it comes out in a great grandeur. So let me play together all the 3 forms. Then, and when you are playing the last cycle, takkita takadina, takkita takadina, then I get a deem. Tatakita takadina, then I get a deem. Instead of the Karvai, he uses for the last time the dum, the dum, the dum, the dum. Like that he plays. So, in a summary, this is how he plays towards the crescendo. This is one of the ideas. The third chorway I wanted to take you is very simple one. Taddi takadinatan. Kadadaga darikadadum di takadinatan. Kadadaga darikadadum takadinatan. Kadadaga darikadadum tam. Ta kadadaga darikadadum tam. Ta di kadadaga darikadadum ta di takadinatan. Kadadaga darikadadum di takadinatan. Kadadaga darikadadum takadinatan. Kadadaga darikadadum tam. Ta kadadaga darikadadum tam. Ta di kadadaga darikadadum ta di takadinatan. Kadadaga darikadadum di takadinatan. Kadadaga darikadadum takadinatan. Ta kadadaga darikadadum ta. Kadadaga darikadadum ta. Kadadaga darikadadum ta. Here, the first two formats are very simple. Third time, he gives a different complexion. Takadinatang, Krtaga, 9 into 3. He uses this 27 aksharas. The 27 aksharas is nothing but 9 into 3. So instead of Kadadaga darikadadum tang, tak kadadaga darikadadum tang, tadik kadadaga darikadadum, he completely cumulates it and makes it as a 9 format. Taga kadadaga darikadadum taga kadadaga darikadadum ta, completely gives a different dimension to the chord towards the end. So these are all the geniosity they expressed as they played, because it's not, no, you have to, it's just not the chord, it's not the mathematics. The way they've approached the subject is phenomenal, and this was one of the greatest learnings I found it as part of learning this chord. The next, another simple impression I wanted to table, and then with that I wanted to conclude this class, is this impression is tak takadina, tak dik tak takadina. So 3 plus 4. Tak dik takadina. 3 plus 3 plus 4. Tak dik dum takadina. 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. The constructs are beautifully structured. 3, 4, 3, 3, 4, 3, 3, 3, 4, and then 3, and then tadikitatum, tadikitatum, tadikitatum. So what happens? 3 plus 4, 7 first. 3 plus 3 plus 4 is 10, which is a midpoint. So obviously the next quotient should be 13. So if you take the midpoint, which is 10, 7, 10, 13, if you add it up, it's 30. Another karway 3, because it's progressing, starting with 3. 33 and 5 into 3 is 15. 33 plus 15 is 48. 48 divided by 3, which makes it about 16 beats in Adithalam as a Tissaranadai chordway, and that impression looks simple, but when you express it out into the thalam, in the Velamba thalam, it has a lot of, your thala should be really rugged for you to ensure that you are qualified to play this. It looks so simple, but it's very tough to play in Tissaranadai. Tak tak din tak di tak din tak di dum tak din tam ta dingin naton ta dingin naton ta dingin naton ta. Looks like an elephant walking. These sort of structures, these great Vidwans used to play with so much of robust nature. Nowadays, people play with flamboyant flourishes and all, but these sort of things are much more classical, which was always ever etched in the memory. Any of those, it's something like perfect classical pieces. They've already constructed and laid their footprints and gone. So with these good thoughts, I'm concluding this class. To summarize, we saw the korvai tadhi takadinataga. I told you, you need to mark with a pencil and paper and pencil, and mark where all the first time that korvai stops, where you need to take, where is the landmark for the second time, for the third time, what are all the landmarks you're getting. Those things you need to be very clear. You need to at least tell 100 times to get to perfection. The second korvai what we saw is ta, dhi, takadi, ta. We saw this and saw the creative imagination of how 4 plus 6 is converted into 5 plus 5, and later 4 plus 4 plus 6, 14 is converted into Tisram format, and how it beautifully depicted. Third one is a complete Tisram korvai, very simple korvai, how with the variations it made it brilliant. We also saw a small impression of ta takadin. We saw that korvai in Tisram, and ta takadin tang. It's a very simple and elementary korvai, but it is so rugged, and towards the end, you give a different dimension of 9 into 327 to the same korvai, which gives a different color. So with these learnings, which are classical, you might have to ponder over these ideas. I'll see you in the next class with Raghu sir's idea of approach towards this Nadai. I'll conclude this class with a Thirukkural. Perum Kodayan Penan Veguli Avanin Marungu Udayar Manilattil. What is the meaning of it? Uruvan Kodai Kunam Udayavanagum Kovam Illadavanumaha Irundal Avanai Pola Sutratarai Petripur Imperia Ulahil Veri Avarum Irar. Let's look at the meaning of this Thirukkural. A person who is charitable in nature and very composed in nature, not getting angry all the time, is always surrounded by good people, and that's what this Thirukkural is all about. With this good thought, I'm concluding this class. I'll see you in the next class with more interesting ideas of Palaghat Sri Raghu's Tisar Nadai approaches.